Hey guys, just want to do a quick check-in to make sure you all can hear me. I apologize for joining a little bit late here. Um, so give me a quick second. Just waiting for feedback. I'm going to look to see, is my sound good? Got Gary, got Brooke in. Yeah, we got, man, a long chat already. Got the gym, got Adam, Shooting Star. We got Colin. How you doing, Colin? Powell. Hey guys. There's Ace or Adam. There's London, Ahmed, Brooke. Seem like the regular crew is in the house so far. So good. Um, Let me know if my sound's good, and then I can get this thing going loud and clear. All right, cool. Man, it's a good week. It's a good week, and it's going to be an even greater week as we make more announcements, make more progress, and do what we do. Despite this bear market, it's the crypto winter, one of the longest crypto winters that we've experienced for a while. But we're continuing to make progress on our roadmap. We continue to break barriers each and every day. We continue to make progress, and that's the main thing. Forget about what the general market is doing. If we take care of us, the market will take care of itself. So let me go ahead and just do a quick review of some of the things that we're going to review today. We're going to go do a quick market update and then just talk about the product reveals and other upcoming events that are happening in the cryptocurrency space, as with LightPay coin, Lotus coin. Right now, without any further ado, let's move into the general market. Hey guys, we got roughly 2,069 cryptocurrencies. We were up to the entire market. I think it was at 2,100 at one point in time. It looks like 30 cryptocurrency projects have dropped off. I expect that number to move to the downside even more if we continue this bear market, but perhaps may move up, considering some progress may be getting into the space. We got a market cap of 111 billion so far, with the Bitcoin dominance of 55%. Let's go ahead and just look at the global charts to see what the overall market is doing. So let's just move in here. As you can see, we did we had this huge capitulation where we went to the downside. Let's zoom in on a 1 year so it looks a little bit reasonable in terms of what's happened in the space. We were flat, then we went down, still moving sideways a bit. We're testing that 3,000 to 3,300 support level, which goes all the way back to the run of 2017. That's a key support level. There's some analysts who are saying that we may go to the downside, may reach say 2,500. Others are saying 1,500. But this is a key support level for us around that, for Bitcoin, around that 3,300 or so. But it looks like the overall market is still bouncing around that in between 107, 100, 120, 130 or so. That's a good thing that we're maintaining and not continuing that slide downwards. It's not necessarily good. But when you look at without Bitcoin in terms of the market cap, the altcoins are following in a similar path as well, just continuing to maintain. As well. So when you begin to look at our projects, LPC, let's take a quick zoom in on the projects we have. We're at 53 cents, up 7.2% yesterday. Over this past week, we've had an increase of almost 100% in terms of our nominal coin price and overall market cap. We were at $1 million and some change. We made the announcement that, hey, we're pushing forward with our products and having our reveal, and then we had a 100% increase. It was the point, and I don't know if that's still the case here. When you look at gainers and losers, we were at the top of the list. Let's see how fast this is going to come up. Okay, in terms of the 7-day, we were one of the projects that really had a huge gain. I don't know if we're still there now. We're no longer here now, but last week we had a 100% increase. So I'm thinking week to week we've like fallen off the list, but we were at the top of the list beginning of last week. But we're continuing to make more and more announcements, and we're going to make more announcements even on today's call as well. So just zooming back to LPC. We're 53 cents at a nominal price coin, market cap of roughly 2.4 million. And we're seeing, unlike the general market where we've had that the bear market where we moved to the downside, we did have that huge capitulation where we had a nominal coin price of about 17 cents. That was November the 27th. We were at 17 cents. With a market cap of around $750,000. So in the course of about 2 weeks, we increased from 17 cents to 34 cents, and then from 34 cents all the way up to even a high of around, let's see, I think that was 67 cents or some change. But it's the case that we've had positive movement to the upside, and at the same time we're maintaining around that 50 and maintaining those gains. So that 100% gain, going from 17 cents to 34 cents, 34 cents to 54, 50 so cents. We're still in a good position. We're consolidating at this point. So right now it's a key support level for us. And I think one of our key resistance levels coming up is around 70, between 70, 75 cents or so. So that's what, doing the TA, that's what it looks like to us. Well, to me at this point. You could do your own TA and come up with your own conclusions, but we're moving to the upside in terms of what's happening, unlike what's happening with the general market, because we're making progress on our roadmap, and we're doing good things here, guys. So let's go to LGS. LGS, in terms of where it is, in terms of its overall market cap, it's up 5% as well. A little under $1 million in terms of its market cap, 177,000 in its daily volume. It's ranked 736. We were at 500 and change with LPC. Still moving on the downside, but tending to trend up a bit, considering what we're doing overall, in that it's a sister project that the exchange organization manages with OPC. The ATM machines being able to track and trace through the LGS application, which I mentioned it is work in progress. Going back and let's looking at where we are on the on Masternodes Online. We're at 2,928 masternodes, roughly at a price of 50 cents, well, 48.9 and some change. 2.2 million in market cap. But at the same time, when you begin to look at LGS it's 68 cents. With almost 1,000 masternodes in place with an ROI of 413%. I know earlier in the week there were some members in the Discord channel who identified that there was an issue with a wallet as it pertains to Lotus Coin, going all the way, I think, 2 weeks back, in that there were excessive rewards that were being paid to that. The team looked into it. The developers went ahead and they plugged the fix and they pushed out a new wallet update. So you might have seen several updates over the past couple weeks or so, with members of the team saying, hey, update your wallets, because there was a plug in, there was a fix in the software as it related to the excessive rewards that were being paid on a particular address. So, and I noticed that some community members did identify it and brought it up, and it was warranted. And looking across the masternode space, it had happened to several other projects, and we try to stay proactive. So it had happened to other projects as well, and there's more like a gray hat more than anything else, who was informing the different projects about a particular exploit, and he was able to demonstrate the exploit on our project, and we updated our code. So here we are here. I'm going to look now to see. Oh, I know some people ask, well, what's that behind me? Yeah, there is something behind me, but I want to take a little time and really take a dive and answer some questions first as we move through and talk about the reveals and what's happening in this space. It's an arcade. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Yeah, today I am in the office. I know I hadn't said that. Um, why still Chrome not Brave? Let me give you back, Adam, on the Chrome browser versus the Brave browser. You notice so that it is on my it's on my taskbar here where I can launch the Brave browser. But it's the case. I've watched other crypto analysts, crypto YouTubers begin to use it, and they're moving away from it because of like some of the layout issues. Um, but yeah, but at the end of the day, let me get through. Let me get through like some of the announcements and then upcoming events, and then I can just walk through what we have so far with the machine that we have behind me. It is the ATM. It's the case. Didn't come with the power cord, so we have to get the power cord in order to do the update, and then once the update is there, we'll have LPC, the other coins there. But that in this space, considering this past month, what we've done, I think is phenomenal. Just getting to this point, even though we hadn't totally fully done what we wanted to do and having the fully functional device for the reveal here in Dallas, it's here. We still have to do the software update, but without a doubt, in the next couple days on Saturday, you will see the reveal. So that leads us into the next issue. But I did want to address the wallet issue that was associated with excessive payments on a particular address, and we did fix that particular issue. And if you all see anything like that exploring the blockchain, just please exploring the LGS blockchain or LPC blockchain, just please let us know, because we're always making those updates. Even though there are some updates as related to the Zcoin issue as well. The team is working on that, and we'll push that update out as well. So I'm going to take a quick pause here to see if there are questions. And does it play Smash? Probably not. It does advertise though. One brand ambassador admitted there was an exploit. Yeah. Why wasn't that announced for the sake of transparency? Okay, and that's Jack. I think that's Jacob. Valid question here. And we discussed this with the team internally. I know that we had, say, an issue like a while back when there was a potential hack on our blockchain. That happened, and believe it or not, we get threats like every other day about people contacting either me or contacting Vlad and saying, hey, we're going to take down your blockchain. Hey, we're going to destroy your network. We're going to launch a 51% attack. Some we evaluate on a day-to-day. If we put out announcements every single day, people would be in a position where they wouldn't feel comfortable like hearing that there's an attack on our network. When I last put out a credible threat to the network, everyone went ballistic. Some masternodes ended up selling off. Some people went into a position where they became worried, and rightfully so. But then members of the community did react in a way. Some members sold off. Some members say, okay, let me go ahead and take some of my coins and begin to support the network at the first tier, at the confirmation level. Subsequently, there was no particular issue or threat in terms of doing the 51% attack. It didn't happen, even though there was a credible threat there. We did have subsequent issues. I thought, because there was the gray hat that came out to us, came out to the team members and some of the lead members, myself, Vlad, and say, hey, there's a possibility this could happen. I end up coordinating with Vlad to say, hey, I think there's something that we should begin to address. Vlad was in a position, hey, well, let's wait and let's wait and see. I don't believe when we get threats every day. We have these folks who think they're hackers or not hackers attempting to attack the network. So it was one of those things that it was a decision that ultimately I said it was something that we should be on the lookout and take into consideration. But the other team members were in the point where they didn't consider it as a major threat until it actually happened. So just full disclosure, we receive threats like every other day. That's just normal in this space because we're running a technology company. We have a blockchain, and there's some exploits that are out there that that impact the masternode projects. So that's one of the reasons why it wasn't a full disclosure. But if you want me to begin from this point forward, make an announcement on the channel every single time that we have a threat to our network and make an announcement, I can do that. But I don't think it would be something because we evaluate the threats to determine the degree to which they are credible. And then that was something that ultimately I felt it was something that we should have done, but ultimately the team made the overall decision not to move in the direction and say, hey, everybody, there's an exploit with a particular issue where a proof of stake wallet, that is someone who is protecting the network, could get extra rewards. But that's something that we did plug. It didn't pose a threat to destroy the blockchain, but yet it's the case that it did cause some issues. No one lost funds in the sense that funds were taken from their particular wallets, but yet it was an issue that once discovered, it was addressed and we pushed it out. Okay, let's see. Man, we've got a lot of folks chatting today. I'm trying to scroll to see if there are other issues. Yeah, and hackers are the good guys, and the crackers are the psycho nest. I don't know, or psycho ones. Yeah, and let me just put it out there for a second on hacking. There you have white hats who do penetration testing for companies and work on we have a white hat on our team, and that's Niraj. There are gray hats, people who it could be like lone wolf folks who sometimes they'll do some things. They'll do some bad hacks, and they'll do some good hacks depending on the cause, and they may even let people know that things are happening and they should be on the lookout for it. And sometimes Niraj, he does that for us. It's at the point now, since he's been added to the team, he goes and he hacks exchanges. So he'll hack the exchange, he'll find a particular exploit in the exchange, and he'll communicate that to the exchange. He'll tell them, hey, we're interested in listing, we took a look at your exchange, and then these are all the issues that we found in terms of threats to the investors who may trade on your platform, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We've gotten mixed response in doing that. Some exchanges, in terms of us wanting to list, and in the case you're talking about top 50 exchanges, we'll go through, find the exploit, identify it for them, then ask to get listed, and we're rejected for one reason or another, specifically and because they're not necessarily, some haven't been friendly at all. Other exchanges appreciate us doing a hack because at the end of the day, it's for the safety of the community. It's the safety from the investors in this particular project. So we do that. So just going back, white hat, working like Niraj on our group. There's other gray hats who may do some good, some bad hacks, and then there are black hat hackers, or basically who are out for nefarious activities. So we don't have any black hat hackers within the organization, and we're constantly communicated, or we're being informed by individuals who are mostly black and then some gray. So we have to take that into consideration as we evaluate threats to our blockchain. But I'll make a point now to let the community know about the threats. I'll communicate it out to the moderators, communicate it out to some of the subsequently to the BAs to let you guys know what's happening. I know we're all over the place today. I want to try to get let's get focused and now answer some more of these questions. Yeah, you're right, Wolf. Yeah, when are you listing on Binance? Okay, just to let you know, and that question is comes from Edward Jones. We have at this point put in our application to Binance. Not saying we're guaranteed to list, but we're in the position now where we have listed on info.binance, like I said, which is a necessary but not sufficient condition for listing on the platform. So we've already gone through that process of listing on info.binance, and then they're currently evaluating our application. And if we get listed, we get listed. If we don't get listed, they'll tell us why we didn't get listed, and then we could strive to move forward. But it's the case we already have our application in, so we're just waiting to hear back. Okay, market update, product reveal. Excuse me. So as you see, we were supposed to have our reveal here on the here last weekend. It didn't happen. We had to postpone. It was due to some shipping issues that we had. And as you might know, like in the international shipping space, because of the tariffs, like companies who work with China in terms of manufacturing, and I think this at this point, Logis CoinLogis is doing some work in China. The shipping coming from China in through the ports, it's a backlog due to the tariffs. At the same time, once it was here in the United States, then there's an issue shipping from the port of entry because it has to go through customs and things of that nature, and making it to. I kind of pushed the CoinLogis, and I love those guys over there and what they're doing for us, and I kind of put some unrealistic expectations of, say, having an ATM machine here in Dallas, functional, uploaded with LPC by December, even though we made a pivot around, I think, October, instead of doing the research and development and building out ourselves, to say let's find a partner and then let's have a partner produce it for us. That was a pivot that we made, and then once we made the pivot, I reached out and I really pushed that team really hard to deliver. They did the best they can. Those guys, Dwayne Golden Sr., Dwayne Golden Jr., Lucas, in being able to get the machines where it is at this point to have it in office. And notice they're preparing for their launch 2 of the new platform, which happens in the next couple days. So we were doing pushing. We're moving at a breakneck pace. So we pushed them kind of hard. We had set a high expectation, even though the community has a high expectation as well. But we didn't meet the goal. But yet, it's the case. We still are in the position where, even though we didn't meet the full goal of fully having the product launch and able to demonstrate, it's here. So just talking briefly about it as well. As I mentioned earlier, this is the display where we can have companies advertise as well. So any crypto project or any store or any retailer, if they would want to put any branding or any advertisements here, they can do that. Here's where the camera is available for taking pictures, and at the same time interacting with the customers if they're having issues with their paper wallet and they want to print out their paper wallet, or they're having issues scanning having a barcode scan in order to have cryptocurrency sent to their device. And at the same time, the input and the one-way machine, when you're entering fiat, that's one way, and then actually taking out fiat because you're selling your cryptocurrency. And then obviously this is the monitor where you make your purchase. But then at the same time, once it came in, it's the case we didn't have the power cord to do the update. But this is a physical device, and it is here. So it's one of the things now, even though we set a very high expectation, and we didn't meet the goal, this is still phenomenal. Having a device 6 months from conception and launching of our blockchain to be at the point where we actually have an ATM machine that's ready for sale, that's ready for distribution within the community. So I think it's great that we're here, but for sure, this weekend on the 15th is the reveal with the updated software, with our product, LightPay Coin, front and center in the payment of the device. So you will have the demonstration. As a matter of fact, let's go to the collaboration event here. So as you can see, it's I call him DG1. So that's Dwayne Golden Sr. and there's DG2. Junior, who's also within the company, and then there's myself, and there are other individuals who will be at the collaboration event as well. Some individuals from a coordinator from Dash, Latin America, and then someone from NIM. So moving down and looking at the schedule, it starts 8:30 in the morning, and then there are several sessions, and then I will be talking as a representative from Exchange, talking about LightPay coin, Lotus coin, and what we've done. I'll be giving a more like a state of the union about the progress that we've made, what we've done, what we're doing, and what we will continue to do in 2019. And then there's another session, a short session, and then there's a coffee break, and then after that we just have one more event, and then there's the reveal of the new CoinLogis machines. So that's with the new interface and everything here. So that's the reveal that's taking place. So, and this is the event that's happening on the 15th. So it's 3 days away. So I'm proud to be in a position to say, from the initial idea of LightPay coin to creating and distributing the next generation of wallets, ATM machines, and point of sale devices. We're there with the ATM machine. We're there with the point of sale devices, and even with like some of our mobile web wallets, and our investment into Eurex.io and what they've done in the space, where you could actually send cryptocurrency by email. If you have an account, you can send your cryptocurrency from one Eurex.io user to another Eurex.io user by just simply putting in their email and putting in their amount. That's what we need to start doing, just once again. And it's consistent with what we set out to do from the beginning. So we've met the brand promise, we've met the project promise, being able to get out next generation wallets and being able to get out next generation ATM. And this is a next generation ATM with the interface, the two-way paper wallet production, being able to advertise, and having 24-hour customer support through the speaker and web wallet. That's the camera that's on the device. So we've met our project promise. We've done what we said that we're going to do with LPC, even though we still get the claims, and I think that's like natural in the space. People are claiming, hey, well, the project is a scam. This is the LPC team, the LGS team, we're scammed. They're not doing anything. Well, prove what is a scam. If we've done what we said that we were going to do in 6 months, how can you call it a scam? It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. If people just want to label all altcoin projects scams, and some people do that. Like with XRP, they claim it's a scam. Some people claim that Bitcoin is a scam. So we have to really put those words in perspective, and people use scam so loosely these days, and it offends a lot of folks in our space who are working hard to actually push this industry forward. And we're doing everything that we can. If you told me back when we launched the project that we would have ATMs an ATM in the office in Dallas by December, I would have said, yeah, that's possible, but probably not likely. But it's likely. It's happened. So now it's at the point this weekend doing the reveal in Colombia, coming back. Once we have our update here, I'm going to do a couple live sessions here, say on the next webinar. Actually, I can hold that because I'll be back on Sunday. I fly out tomorrow. We have the event on Saturday. Then I'll be back on Sunday. Yeah, Wednesday we'll do the update. Maybe it'll take maybe a day or so to get all the software updated. We need to get all the accessories and things in place. And then I will demo here live, and we'll also have folks over at Crypt2 talking about their web payment platform as well. Man, I know I've been running my mouth, and I'm just going to just take a quick pause to see what other questions we have. So will it be a partnership with some coins that promise to issue a credit card like 10x or Polis? That's a possibility. I don't close. My dad told me when I was really young, he said, son, the only thing that you should turn down is your collar. And like this morning, I did that. Otherwise, I'm not turning anything down if someone is coming to us with a reasonable partnership where it's mutually beneficial. So to the degree that the customers want it, to the degree that the community wants it, we're going to push for it. So and that's what we're going to do moving forward. Yeah, they're just pushing hard. But once again, let's do a quick recap. And I think this is going to be most of the some of the information, not all of it, that I'll talk about in the reveal in Colombia this weekend. 60 days, not 60 days, 6 months. 6 months, we launched our blockchain. We've launched on 12 exchanges over 6 months. Roughly, that's an exchange every 2 weeks. At the same time, we have a partnership with one of the largest research and development universities in the United States. In addition to that, we have a corporate investor with Lumina Datamatics that's integrating the LPC blockchain and our application into their human capital management system and digital asset management systems as well. At the same time, we develop partnerships with a manufacturer in the sense of that we have the partnership with CoinLogis that's able to produce the next generation of ATMs and point-of-sale devices. We have acquired the point-of-sale devices. We've acquired the ATM machines. We have the next generation of wallets as well, where we have mobile web wallets where you're able to send cryptocurrency by email. That's powerful. We also have, and this is something I didn't show, but we also have, and this is my iPhone. We also have available our LPC iOS wallet and the LPC Android wallet as well. So on Android, just go ahead and Google Exchange Lightpay Coin Wallet. It shows up in the Google Play Store. We're also on Tritium's wallet as well as a part of our partnership, in where they're able to extend cryptocurrency loans. And I'm gonna just do a quick plug. You know, some folks may not like it, but I'm just going to do it. If any of you folks are interested in perhaps getting a crypto loan for acquiring a point-of-sale device, or a crypto loan and acquiring a point of or an ATM machine, I think give Tritium, give those guys some credit. They've rolled out their platform. They are ready. You can get loans with LPC, LGS to make some purchases. It could be at the point we're in the middle of a crypto winter. Things are rough. So we have to be at the point where we can operate lean and leverage our partners because they're there. Tritium is there for a reason. At the same time, SaveNode is there for a reason. Crowdfund Coin, another partner. You got Court-like, that's his tag within the community. He's launched his crowdfund coin project. So these are projects that exist. Let's stop being in a position where we see, hey, that's nice, that's the future 5 years from now, but probably not now. You have ATMs that are ready for purchase right now. You have POS devices that are ready for purchase right now. Think about helping each of our partner projects, because we're making progress. They're making progress. Let's bring that energy together and see if we can push this space forward, and not necessarily depend on speculating investors in New York and Valley with these trading bots that's hitting the cryptocurrency market. 95% of the trading that's happening on all the exchanges in the cryptocurrency space, that's bots. Those are robots programmed by the guys over in New York, Chicago, over in and even internationally as well. Take that into consideration. Let's not depend on the speculators. We're in the space now where we're on the ground. We're pushing it forward. This is the LPC army, and we got our family of partners beside us. Let's move forward. Let's not depend on anybody else at the end of the day. We're doing great, and we're going to make a huge impact in 2019. Safe to say, we're aggressively moving into Venezuela. I know I hadn't made an official announcement on that, but we're aggressively making moves to be on the ground first quarter 2019 in Venezuela. being one of the cryptocurrencies that's on the ground, working with businesses, working with people, working with organizations to help them move this space forward. So it's mutually beneficial to us, and it's beneficial to the people within Venezuela as well, and the businesses and other organizations in country. So right now we're not trying to make enemies. We shouldn't be at the point where we're fighting each other over silly things in the cryptocurrency space. It's much bigger than that if you look at it at the end of the day. We have a strong team. We have a very strong community. One of the top 10 projects, maybe by the end of the day, one of the top 9 projects in all of the world masternode projects. We're right now we're the 10th largest masternode project in the world. We are in the top 1/3 of all cryptocurrency projects that exist. We're in the top 1/3 in less than 6 months. We've gone from concept to the full implementation of where we have minimum viable products, wallets, point-of-sale devices, and ATM machines. There are projects that haven't been called scams that have been in place for almost 2 years that have just moved into a partnership to implement their solution. We're already there, guys. We've already delivered on what we said we're going to deliver on LPC. Now we're moving to LGS and doing the integration so we can track and trace these devices as they move across the world and as we deploy them in different countries. And then we're going to have that count. How much market penetration do we have? Let's look at the number of ATMs that we have. And I want to rephrase these ATMs. These are really on the ground physical decentralized exchange, because you can buy, you can sell, and you can exchange all of the cryptocurrencies that are on this machine between the owner or the merchant and the consumer. They can engage in that true decentralized exchange where you do have a device. So instead of software in the cloud where people are logging on to the website and exchanging cryptocurrency, I see a vision where you have tens of thousands of these machines around the world where people can exchange cryptocurrency and not necessarily have to even have a computer. They can do it via a paper wallet. Now, you can talk about the 7 billion people on the planet, and most of those, you have a huge percentage, about 2 to 3 billion unbanked, another billion who don't even have cell phones. That's a market that we need to be able to penetrate with these decentralized exchanges. This is a physical decentralized exchange that's on the ground itself. It doesn't interact with any exchange that's in the cloud, but yet it is owned by the merchant and engaging in an exchange with the consumer. These devices should be all around the world. So, and that's the concept. And at the same time, you got LPC on here. You got a masternode that's actually protecting the blockchain on this particular device, receiving rewards that's loading into the wallet, protecting the blockchain either as a masternode or as a confirmation node. This is powerful. Once we're able to really push this concept and people get it, you see that 100% increase that we've had over the past week or so. You're going to see it go from that 17 cents, 34 cents, 52 cents. Not necessarily talk about price action, but at the end of the day, it goes back to the thing that I talked about earlier. You have the underlying value of an entity, and you have its reflection of its value in the price being somewhat reflected in the nominal coin price. But now it's in the point where the value is catching up with the nominal price on the market. And I do think the two will align sooner rather than later. And we're seeing some evidence of that right now. So I know I'm talking, I'm bragging, but I'm bragging about the team. I'm bragging about the community. I'm bragging about our partners. I'm bragging about what we've done. Bar none, you cannot find another project on the face of the planet right now that already has a partnership in place with a manufacturer of ATMs and a research one of the largest research and development universities in the United States, and a content development company that's building in is built in to their human capital management systems, LPC, for use within their organization and to their clients. You cannot give me a project that's like that right now. And like I said, we're 6 months out of the box, and we're so young, but people don't give us the credit that we deserve. But now we're not gonna ask for credit anymore. We're not gonna ask for people to give us leniency. We're not gonna ask for people to hey, check out this project. Yeah, I think you might want to get it. We're going to continue to push on our roadmap, and we can show you better than we can tell you. And we're doing that right now and aligning the value of underlying value of LPC with its nominal price action in the market. So with that said, guys, I'm going to close this thing out and take a quick pause to see if there are any questions. I'm kind of passionate, but that was kind of like my recap in a way, kind of spinning off. I shouldn't have done that, but yet we're here. Yeah, Joy is hot on me. Yeah, one of the best communities out. Stop it. Here we go. Yeah, I like it, man. Dude, I appreciate where you guys are at this point. I appreciate where we are as a project, because we've come a long way and we have much farther to go. 2019, we're pushing hard in South America. We're pushing hard in Africa and South Africa, and at the same time having UCF to help document that process, build out case studies that they can begin to teach their fintech students about our technology with our partners, their hardware, our software, and the business models that we're beginning to put in place, the innovative way in which we're now using our exchange, our ATM machines as master nodes themselves, as confirmation nodes, or in the sense as miners. Consider this ATM machine as a miner in the sense that it mints coins by confirming transactions on the blockchain. That is an innovative business model no one has come up with. We have conceived it, we're developing it, we're implementing it, and we're doing it in real time. So I think this is a historical moment. I'm so proud, guys, that we're here, even in the midst of this bear market. So with the excitement that I say, and you could probably see some of it, but I'm about to unleash, guys, in 2019. Once we get through December, make our announcements and do our little press releases saying, yeah, we're here, you're going to see a much more aggressive Dr. Damon Bryan in terms of pushing out our ATM machines, our point of sale devices, and our wallets. At the same time, pushing hard in education. So with us giving that letter of support to UCF to submit it to the Board of Regents and saying, hey, LPC will support the education, will support the development, will support the research that's happening within the College of Engineering, the College of Computer Science, and the College of Business, and pushing out and developing and nurturing the space. So right now you got to tame me. So I think we're going to start playing some We Are the Champions or some theme music. So we're going to get real aggressive here, guys. Some people may not like it at the end of the day, but I'm not here for those people. I'm here for y'all. So with that being said, thank you for your time. If you have any questions, hit me up in the channel, and we can move forward from there. I'll take a quick pause to review questions there. Damon coming with us to Thailand for the party. Hey, if you set things up, man, we could do it. We could do a large party across the world. Bring it. Yeah, this is if you'll help manage the shipping costs from here to Thailand, and yeah, we do the large party, or you make the acquisition. Oh, and I do want to make a quick reminder. I sent out documentation on how you can authenticate your address to receive some of the benefits of acquiring the point of sale devices and the ATM machines from our partners at CoinLogis. We worked really, really hard, and it's a mutual exchange. But then right now we have, I think so far, almost like a half dozen people who have authenticated their addresses. Check the announcements for that document. To authenticate your address. So the way that you authenticate your address, you just go into your wallet, put your public key address, you type a message, and you click sign. And then because your private key is associated with your wallet and that address, then it's able to produce a cryptographically secure and authentic signature that can be authenticated by anybody who also has a wallet on the blockchain. So they can take that public key address, they can take that message, and they can take that signature, and they can put it into their wallet and click verify. And it will, if it's a valid message and signed by that private key, then it's the case it will show that it's valid. If it's not, a valid message. It will show as invalid. So that's the way you can authenticate any address that exists within the LPC or LGS blockchain. That's both for LPC and for LGS. So at this point, at the same time, I don't even know what the controversy is. If people claim they are claim they are Satoshi, then they could easily take the first address that has that Bitcoin sitting in it. They can go into their Bitcoin wallet. They can put that public key address. Hey, my name is X. I am Satoshi. Sign it, send it to anybody else who has a wallet, and they can verify it. If they are the owner of that address, then there's very, very strong evidence to suggest that they are, if they're that first address, then they are Satoshi. That's an easy way to do it. But in our particular case, we're just using it just to validate the addresses on our blockchain to show that you've made a contribution and a payment. So it's 10:47. We're 45 minutes into this thing. I know we're hearing that over and over again. We win the listing on Binance, and like I said, we do have an application in, and they're evaluating us, guys. They're in our Discord channel. They're looking at some of the ups and downs that we've had. They're looking at how our project has progressed since its inception 6 months ago. How many masternodes that we have? What's our projected growth? What are our expectations 5, 10 years from now? We put this in a very thorough document. It's almost like 12 pages. That's the longest. It's the longest application for listing that I've ever done, and rightfully so, in that they are the top exchange in the world, and I give them all the credit for making it how far they've made it in such a short period of time, and their due diligence that they're paying in the evaluation of projects. So we're going to get there, and even if we don't make it in this first listing, making progress on our roadmap. Once again, getting into more university, refining this device where we have the near field communication built into it, where if it recognizes that, hey, there's a LPC wallet that's here, it requests permissions from you to access to list your balance and say, what do you want to do? Buy, sell, trade cryptocurrency, or you want to sell into fiat, and it basically you just click on your phone, yes, I do, boom, boom, and now the funds are released. I mean, fiat, the transaction has occurred. That is revolutionary. That's next generation, and that's where we need to be. And perhaps we need to make it to that point. We need to make it to that point to get listed. But yeah, it's the point. I think our chance is okay. I can't say anything. I don't know what the probability is. I think it is greater than zero, considering that we do have volume and market cap that's higher than projects that are currently listed on Binance. So I think we're in a pretty good position. Not promising anything at all at this point, and they aren't promising anything to us. They haven't even communicated that anything to us at this point. They've just taken in our information. So once we know, I'll let you guys know as well. Yeah, when a roadmap on the website updated, would be nice to have it updated. Yes, and we do have a new website that's already created. Um, I've seen the mock-up. I've seen the layout, and it's going to be a nice website when we roll it out too. And we're going to start making some pivots on our logo as well. I think Adam and the team that he has and running with the BAs and some of the developers so far, I think it's a great layout. It's going to be a nice site, guys, and you're really going to appreciate it. Any plans for getting on Ledger? At this point, getting on Ledger, for us, for me, for Ledger, it seems like one of those projects where you really have to be a top-notch project. I think we're getting there. Being in the top 1/3 of projects so far in less than 6 months. Give us another year. I think we're probably a top 10, top 20. A lot of things have to happen as well in our favor for us to make that top 100, then top 50, and then top 20. We have to list on a lot more exchanges. We have to make more progress on our roadmap. We have to refine these devices and push them out as well. But I think at that point, we're in a solid position to list not only on Ledger and actually be placed on a hard wallet, but also being on Coinbase. That's a goal of ours as well. I'm not ruling out Coinbase, even though they're already taking applications and they're listing 100 projects so far, and including XRP and a few other top projects. We've met the requirements. It's just a matter of us being able to put in the application to Coinbase to say, hey, we've made this amount of progress on our roadmap. This is what we've done so far. Things that I mentioned to you earlier, going from zero to a top third cryptocurrency project in the world in terms of market cap, being the number 10th largest masternode project in the world, having the relationship with an R&D university who can take products that are currently in the market, move it into the lab, do some refinements, make some edits, push it out to the manufacturer, and that manufacturer can make that modification in the assembly line and push it out. That's the type of thing that we need. Being able to evaluate business models and make edits and tweaks as we begin to roll it out. Documenting those use cases from beginning to end, having Lotus Coin performing its role in tracking and tracing and delivering on its promise to the investors as well. So yeah, putting in that application is great, man. As you can see, man, I'm running my mouth. My granddaddy was a Southern Baptist minister. Because he was a minister, he had the gift of the gab, and a lot of my family members, they talk too. They talk a lot. So I do want to apologize for that. But I'm giving you some good information. It's coming out. Hopefully new, hopefully refreshing, putting you in a position that you're optimistic about our project, despite what's happening in the overall cryptocurrency space with 111 billion in market cap and the overall market trending down, despite the fact that our project is beginning to trend up. Despite this crypto winter, we had 100x, 100% increase in the past week or so. Who knows what's going to happen over the next week as we make our announcements and do the reveal in not Bucaramanga, but Medellin in Colombia. What's going to happen when we actually are on the ground in Venezuela? What's going to happen when we have several of these machines that have been purchased by members in their various countries that we intend to operate over the next year? What's going to happen when we have additional partnerships, R&D partnerships? I can go on all day. But let me stop. Let me see. Any plan for a controller wallet to resend rewards for Masternode owners to spend rewards while away? Excuse me, Edward. I don't think I understand that. Any plan for a controller wallet to send rewards for Masternode owners to spend rewards while away? I'm not quite sure if I get that. Yeah, I agree, John Jacob. And keep us accountable, guys. I know you asked some tough questions today, and we answered those. And just looking to stay on the up and up. So, and soon enough, we haven't even started to talk about the grand plan of XPay in all of this, and having LightPay coin play a central role in XPay and Xcert, having your degree on blockchain, having your job training credentials on blockchain that you can choose to share when you get a certification from an employer, when you make some accomplishment, or you want to take those credentials, your training credentials, and say, hey, these are the knowledge, skills, abilities that I have acquired, and this is what I've done within this particular organization, and I can share it with you in terms of my competencies, my knowledges, my skills, my abilities that I can bring to an organization. It's like a workforce transcript that you control, that you can bring into a company. Just like with the Xcert, taking computer adaptive tests, or moving our technology into education, which is where I have a very strong background, being a former research fellow at the Educational Testing Service in Princeton, to design college admissions tests. Just think if we could decentralize college admissions assessments and actually make our recommendation engine that work that I've done with Lumina, in having computer adaptive or learning mechanisms that make recommendations for students, or for personalized pathway education, putting that on blockchain. Man, guys, we're just getting started. This is only the beginning. Well, this is round one. This is 6 months, and we're doing this, guys, during the middle of a bear market, but we're pushing. Yes. So we're pushing. So I don't think there are any more questions, and I'll close this out, man. It's 10:56. So let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Hit the like button, smash up that like button. If you don't like it, put the thumbs down, but give me some justification as to why you didn't like it, in terms of the news that we're sharing. Um, and thanks again, guys, because you've been great, and I give thumbs up to everybody who helped us get get to where we are this far, because we would not be where we are today without the team, without the community, without the support of our partners in place. So, and even for all 44 people that are on the webinar so far today, it's a good look. We're getting more and more views to our YouTube page as well. And we're going to switch at some point over to DTube and begin to push information out on that channel as well. So we need to expand our reach. And I'm still waiting for, I know some guys have started to do videos, but I think um, a lot more folks should begin to get on YouTube, begin to get on Twitter, begin to get on DTube, and even some of the channels that I don't even like Facebook. I'm publicly acknowledging I do not like Facebook because of the censorship. I do not like Facebook in terms of the data privacy violations that they continuously get into, and some of the back office things that they do. If I can have one enemy, it's Facebook. On the social sphere space is Facebook. But if they say, hey, we'll list LPC, I'll come back and I'll reevaluate my position. But until then, I'm anti-Facebook. All right, guys, thanks for your time, and I'll see you guys on the next webinar. We'll go from there. Thanks.